Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the BMW235i Cup. And this time we're at round 2 at Laguna Seca with 3 minutes left to practice, and we have a really decent turnout this time. We have 24 cars, soon to be 25. Things are about to get heated tonight. I'm your commentator, Michael Shute. And you might remember me from the last round if you tuned in last time. Glad to be with you tonight. Hounding in your ear. So of course we have a new track, and we also have a new driver. He's also at the front, so go figure. His name is Mihai Nig. He's a Romanian driver. You might see him in the esports stuff a little bit. He's likely to dominate tonight if he keeps up his consistency. He has set a very good pace of an unthinkable 1 minute 33 seconds point 6. The runner-up is Sebastian Gunther, our last pole sitter, with who he has set 133.9. And of course, Polieperi, fellow Romanian, is in third, 6/10 off the pace, with Melvin Brandt in fourth. That's what our practice times are generally looking like tonight. And of course, Chris Rogers has made a return. This time his practice time is 11th, just behind Matthew Renian from Finland in 10th place. And we have our 25th driver. Might be 26 by the end of qualifying, because we're still waiting for Henrik Andreasen, one of the dominators at Brands Hatch the other day. But yeah, 25 drivers, 1 minute of practice left to go, and it's just a matter of time before we start qualifying to see the proper grid order for tonight's race. And also another driver we never got to see in Brands Hatch, Jan Janczyk. He's running P6 at the minute, and he is running his new Moza gear. He's running a new Moza R9 with a KS rim. Or another rim he got too, I think. But he's running some new Moza gear that he has recently acquired, and his PC was also in the shop for repairs. So he wasn't able to race at Brands Hatch the last time, but now he's back, and he has proven himself to be a solid midfield contender against Gabriele Tapux in 7th and Andy Darnell in 8th. Probably going to be our midfield train for today. We're at 00 on the clock for practice, and we are due to begin qualifying shortly. And qualifying has begun, 15 minutes on the clock. Will McCone is amongst the first to get out ahead of that pack to get the clear air. Now drivers will have to be a little bit careful of this pit exit. Mihai Nig is slightly off onto the gravel trap on the exit of the pit lane. That's something that drivers are going to have to keep an eye on. Of course, pit stops are not mandatory, but if they are winding up, like having to pit for a penalty or something, or to repair damage, like if you overshoot, there's probably going to be a penalty or something of the sort. Definitely incident points. Anyway, we can expect our top runners today to be Mihai Nig, the Romanian driver, on the top of the practice leaderboard, with Sebastian Gunther runner-up, and Polieperi in the mix as well for the podium. Bogdan Karamadaru Another Romanian. We have 3 more Romanians driving today. You may remember Bogdan as Mr. C. If you're keeping tabs on the PetrolHead SimRacing community, you might know him as Mr. C, which I'll be referring to. I'll be calling him that from now on because Karamadaru is a slight tongue twister as for an Irishman. Okay, 13 minutes to go. We are due for our first hot laps of the session. Mihai Neg at the spearhead. That's a lie. There's cars in front of him, but he's got really good clear air. And I'm confident that he's going to produce a very competitive time in the 516 car. So Will McCone's at the forefront here. He's setting the first sectors here. He's purple in sector 1 with 32.4, and he's likely to carry this momentum into for second purple sector, but only because he's the first car to set a timed lap so far in this session. As other drivers come in, they're going to get their own opportunity to set a faster lap. Well, very late for the corkscrew. That's something that drivers are going to have to look out for, because outbraking yourself into the corkscrew is certain death at a track like Laguna Seca. So many L's in a sentence. It's just such a tongue twister, isn't it? Sebastian Gunther looks like he's going to be the first time setter, because Will McCone looks like he's invalidated the lap. Our first times are going to be coming in very shortly. Any second now. And Fotis Isoglu sets the first lap time with 1:35.4. That is our fastest lap time of the session. Nobody has set anything else so far, but Gabriel Tapux has immediately proven me wrong. 0.5 faster with a 1:34.9. That is the pole time right now at the head of the pack, with Andy Darnell taking second place and Hiri Kotajville at the back in fourth place. Hiri at the back of the field with a 1:37.5. Masi Renian for Finland now crossing the line for second place, and Rhino Berger coming in for fifth. We are due to get another wave of qualifying times in very soon, and Fotis Isoglu is going to likely improve. He's got a purple first sector, and he's likely going to continue his momentum into the second sector and into the corkscrew. Depending on how well he takes this corner, this might make or break his lap time. He's on a personal best. He's a 10th away from Paul. He'll beat Renian to second place, but can he get Gabriele Tapux off of pole position and take the position for himself? Let's have a look here into the final turn. Heavy braking at the number 2 board. Taking that apex as smooth as butter. Just the right amount of curb. Can he do it? Can he take pole position with 10 minutes left to go in the session with Fotis Isoglu 1:35.087, and that is third position for Fotis Isoglu. Meanwhile, Gabriele Tapux has fallen down to P4 as Melvin Brandt, Mr. C and Mihai Neg have all set qualifying times. Mihai Neg at the forefront with a 1:33.7. Mr. C is in it with a 1:34.5, and Melvin Brandt is in 1:34.87. So around 4/10 off of Mr. C's time. And Masi Renian has struck back a little bit for third place. He set a new lap time to secure himself third place, just ahead of Melvin Brandt. And Chris Rogers has just set his first lap time of the session with into P7. Tomas Urbaniak at the back of the grid now, accompanying Adam Stewart for P11 and P12. So to cover your top 10 right now, Mihai Neg in first place with Mr. C second, Renian third and Melvin Brandt fourth, with Gabriele Tapux in fifth. and Fotisisoglu in P6. Chris Rogers is in 7th right now, followed by fellow countryman Andy Darnell in 8th, with P9 going to Rhino Berger. Make that P10 because someone else has just qualified. It's Will McCone striking into P7. And look at Fotisisoglu improving as well, maintaining 4th position, now 5th. Sebastian Gunther now sets lap time, good enough for 2nd place, runner-up to the pole. It's Adam Stewart's time to improve now as he crosses the line. He improves by almost half a second, but he doesn't improve a position because he needs to find 2 more tenths in that lap time to overtake Kiri Kratochvil for 13th place, as Tonio Phantom goes in behind him for P15. You can see Sebastian Gunther on the telly, just on the camera, into the run-up to the end of Sector 2, on the run-up into the corkscrew, that fast left. There's a lot of curb that you can take that can make or break your lap time, and it's really blurred line on how much you can get away with, especially with the new track limits updates to race room. Laguna was one of the more affected ones, as far as I know. Melvin Brandt is on a personal best. He's 3.37 tenths off of pole. And he's got 6th place to improve from. And he goes 4th, ahead of Mr. C and Renion, and right beside Yepri, putting himself in prime position to try challenge for a podium this evening. And Henrik Andreasen makes it in with P7 as his starting lap time. With 6 minutes left to go, he's got a lot of time to improve this. He's got around 3 to 4 laps left to go, all drivers. So to recap on your new top 10, Mihai Neg is still on pole with Sebastian Gunther in 2nd, Paul Yeperi runner-up in 3rd, with Melvin Brandt capping off 4th, and that caps off the 2nd row with Mr. C in 5th and Matti Renion in 6th. Henrik Andreasen just joined us in there with P7, and Henrik behind him is Fotisisoglu in 8th, with Gabriele Tapux in 9th and Will McCone in 10th. Rogers is just outside the top 10 with a P11. He hasn't really practiced as much to my knowledge, but he's going to, without a doubt, improve within the race. And that is more or less your top 11. It's supposed to be 10th, but I suppose raise the cutoff a little bit. Because I've seen Chris Rogers, I know what he can do. He can definitely pull something out of his great big magic top hat for this feature race. And there goes Henrik Andreasen, taking 3rd place, 5 to 4 tenths off of pole. If anyone's going to stick it to the newcomer Mihai Neg, it's going to be Henrik or Paul Yeperi, because it's going to be a Romanian 1-2 right now, as it seems, for 4.5 minutes remaining of qualifying. Rhino Berger was on 2 green sectors, but he couldn't improve from his P13. He's going to get another chance now, maybe 3 more laps to go for the Namibian driver. And Henrik Andreasen's door seems to be busted in. I don't know if that's a glitch on my end, but he's definitely had a bit of a bash. Yeah, he's at a bash with someone. And I don't believe that's very optimal for car handling either. But he's sticking on with it. He understands that he's got very little time remaining, and he's on a green 1st sector. And it's going to be a green 2nd sector as well. He's 2 tenths off of pole. He'll beat Yeperi if he keeps this momentum. But what else can he do? Can he get closer to Mihai Neg and split up the Romanian 1-2? If anyone's going to take the battle to the Romanians, it's going to be the Viking himself, Henrik Andreasen, with 2 green sectors. Closing up the third with a 1:32, 33, 34.25, and he splits Yepuri and Neg in half. It's now Romanian 1-3 for the Viking, is now in second place on the grid. We have 3 minutes left to go of qualifying. And Mihai Neg seems to be improving further. He's gotten a massive wake-up call from Henrik Andreasen. He's on a purple first sector, James. Now he's on the run-up to the corkscrew. Can he improve on anything? Braking just right for the corkscrew, taking just the right amount of track limits. He's improving by almost a 1/10.5 there to get away from Henrik Andreasen. If he can get this nailed in consistency, he's got this in the bag. But I imagine that Henrik isn't going to take this lying down. With the final corner over and done with, looked like a good exit with just the right amount of curb. 31, 32, 33, 33.694 is the new pole time for Mihai Neg, and now sets Henrik Andreasen half a second off the pace. And Sebastian Gunther in fourth isn't going to let this slide either. He's going to try and improve his very best. He is just around 10 hundredths of a second off of Paul Yepuri. Anything he can extract out of that race car now is going to be beneficial. And Mr. C launches it in second place out of nowhere. 3/10 and 90 hundredths of a second away from Paul. Bogdan Karamidaru is back to being a Romanian 1-2. I know that's a Canadian flag, but Mr. C is indeed Romanian. He just works in he only works in Canada. So it's a 1-2-4 for Romania right now at Laguna Seca now with 60 seconds left to qualifying. There's not going to be enough time for another lap. It's just going to be enough time to just finish it. And Sebastian Gunther needs to make this work. He's got a green first sector, 1/10 off of pole. Into the run-up for into the corkscrew. Three-tenths off of pole. He looks like he's not gonna improve from 5th place. He's gonna have to push it. Anything he's got, he's gonna have to push with the envelope of what's possible in that race car of his in order to take 4th position away from Paul Yepuri. Maybe he got that exit just right. Can they make it across the line just in time before the session finishes? And he does it! And not just overtakes Henrik and Yepuri, but Mr. C as well for 2nd place. Sebastian Gunther takes 2nd place on the grid beside Mihai Neg. What an incredible finish. Last minute, when it counted, Sebastian Gunther delivered. Incredible. And now we've got a 5-minute intermission. So, as we just saw from that qualifying, it's a very competitive grid out there here tonight. So, I'd suggest getting a few snacks here today, folks, because this is about to get searing hot and entertaining. If you just joined the stream, my name is Michael Tuite, and you're watching the PHSR BMW235i Championship. We have 27 drivers total racing here tonight, and we're just on the cusp of unleashing these 27 drivers for a 15-minute sprint race across Laguna Seca, and it is going to be a fight you do not want to miss. Stay tuned, folks. And now the moment you have all been waiting for. We are now lining up for formation for the first race of the evening for BMW M235i. Racing is about to get underway here at Laguna Seca. Got 27 drivers and 162 cylinders. Let's hear them make some noise at Laguna Seca here tonight. Mihai Neg gets a good start ahead of Sebastian Gunther. They're side by side. A lot of shuffling going on in the midfield. Mr. C maintaining his position on the inside line. Polyeperi can't find a way past, but Polyeperi is also under attack for Melvin Brandt. Someone's off the track into the gravel trap. And now we follow Mr. C going down for third place with Melvin Brandt in fourth. Rennie in fifth. Iepri sixth, falling down a few positions. Henrik Andreasen in seventh. He's lost 3 positions off the starting line, and John Janchik has gone 8th place, gaining 2 positions from his starting position. Fotis Isoglu is 9th, and Will McCone's in 10th, gaining 3 positions from his initial starting procedure. You're starting to see a bit of a train starting to form. Melvin Brandt and Polyeperi are both fighting each other for the lead of their train, and someone's going off on the corkscrew. It looked like Polyeperi is going down the order very quickly. He needs to sort this out as fast as he can. He's lost 2 positions now already, and everyone else is capitalizing, like John Janchik also maintaining 2 positions, and then Will McCone's gotten 4. As of now, Chris Rogers has lost 2 positions. He's now in 10th, and Mihai Neg leads the race ahead of Sebastian Gunther and Mr. C. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the same from the qualifying order. Renian has gained 3 positions, with Melvin Brandt in 5th, gaining 1 from 6th. And for Henrik Andreasen, it is a race start to forget. With 12.5 minutes to go, things are starting to calm down a little bit. We're starting to get a few single file trains going on. A little bit of drafting action. Bogdan Karamidaru is mounting an attack, and Sebastian Gunther is 2 tenths away from the German driver in second. He might be able to mount a challenge on that second podium spot very soon. We now have a camera angle of him going as the corkscrew. The more they trip over each other, the more the gap's going to be between them and Mihai Neg. It's going to be a very boring race for him tonight. The Romanian driver up in first as he completes the second lap and moves on to lap 3. I hope the Hoover isn't caught in the ordeal. Henrik's starting to try to claw back a bit of that position. In front of him is Melvin Brandt, the same person that has defended against him relentlessly at Brands Hatch 2 weeks earlier. He's trying to mount an attack on him now. He manages to get past without fail this time. And next in front of him in P4 is going to be Matti Redion from Finland. Will McCone in 9th has a fast car, but he's stuck behind John Janchik in 8th. Side by side through the first sector. And that's a car off. It's going to be John Janchik. He's gone right down the order. he's lost a monumental amount of positions, and I don't think that he's ever going to... he's going to have to push like hell if he's going to have to recover from something like that. That is absolutely horrific. Not the race start he's ever wanted. But now we have an angle on Andy Darnell going through the third sector. Right now he's chasing Gabriele Tapux for P11 now. Yearning to get a position. He's 3 tenths away from the bumper of that Italian driver. And now let's have a look for a second for the battle for P4. It's going to be Matti Redian versus Henrik Andreasen going into turn 1. Henrik seems to be able to get the position. He's got the inside line. He gets it done very well. But what about Mr. C versus Mr. Sebastian Gunther? Well, for the battle for second, it's continuing. With 9 minutes to go, they're side by side, going into a heavy braking zone. One pulls out, bogged down. Mr. C goes in and takes second place from Sebastian Gunther. What a move from the Romanian driver. It is now a 1-2 for Romania. Sebastian won't take this line down. He's going to mount a counter-attack going into the corkscrew in a second. Getting that slipstream is crucial. Getting an overspeed, anything he can on the collar in front of him, following his line through the corkscrew. Taking a little bit more curb than Karnamadardu. He appears to be losing out, Sebastian. And we'll see if he ever gets ever so close ever again. But now let's have a look at the battle for P11 now. Back to Andy Darnell and Gabriele Tapux going down the inside. Almost makes it happen. They're side by side still. He's gonna get the overspeed, the aerodynamic tow slightly from the exit from Laissez Passer from P10 right in front of him, just ahead of Tapux. Almost made the move happen. Is putting the Italian driver under immense pressure, and it seems to be working well in his favour. He's getting closer and closer every sector, and he can't stop now. He's going to have to push all the way to extract every inch of performance out of that car. Meanwhile, Sebastian Gunther has managed to stick with Mr. C there for a while. But unfortunately, as each corner goes, he's losing a tenth per corner, as it seems, to Bogdan Kamardadaru. Meanwhile, Melvin Brand behind Paulia Pari is maintaining a half a second gap. But Sebastian Gunther almost got really close to Karamadaru. Mr. C must have made a mistake in that red car. Following out onto the start-finish straight. This is going to be tremendous scope for a little bit of slipstream action here. With 6-7 minutes left to go. Getting ever so closer. 2 tenths separate them. Sebastian goes on the outside and Mr. C goes defensive on the inside line. Now he has the outside. He's still in front. And Sebastian couldn't make it stick. He tried his best, but Mr. C has proven the best defender of today so far. Mr. C needs to get back into rhythm and build that gap back on. Otherwise, Sebastian Gunther will capitalize off of a lack of consistency. Gunther right now in the championship standings is second right now, so regardless of where he finishes right now, he's going to be ahead of Andreasen going into the feature race. But any points advantage he can muster ahead of the Viking himself is going to be very, very important. And well needed. Six minutes left to go. We're just wrapping up lap 6 here. Melvin Brown's getting very, very close to Matty Reddian. They both have the same livery. 3/10 separate them. And Melvin Brown seems determined to try and get that position. He wants to get back into 6th place where he started. But Matty Reddian also wants to maintain the position he gained since the start. So 5 minutes left to go of this race. This sprint race is starting to reach its climax here. On lap 7, our top 10 is going to be Mihai Neg versus Mr. C in second, Sebastian Gunther in third, who's lost out to the formerly mentioned Mr. C. And we have in P4, Henrik Andreasen, where he started. Got him back there after a horrific start to forget for the Viking. And Pauli Epere in 5th. Maintained by 6th place is Matty Reddian, with 7th place taken up by Melvin Brandt. Will McCone has taken 5 positions to get into 8th place, with Chris Rogers in 9th and Lassie Passé in 10th, gaining 5 positions. A new driver from France. 4 minutes left to go. Anything can still happen in this race. The midfield seems to be tight, particularly from P10 to P13. Less than a second separates those drivers. It's going to be a half a second train to each of them. And I'd imagine that it doesn't provide a lot of scope for mistake either. But now let's have a look at Melvin Brandt versus Matty Reddian. Can he get it done this time into turn 1? Reddian goes defensive. Melvin Brandt on the outside. Reddian's going to have to put his car in the right place. He's going to force his way through. Melvin Brandt goes through to take the position of P6. Melvin Brandt gets the better of Matty Reddian. But I have a feeling that this isn't going to be the last we see of the Finnish driver. He's going to launch a counter-attack into the run-up into the corkscrew. He maintains a very close distance. 2/10 and closing. Brandt's got a very bad exit off that corner, and that gave Reddian a lot of scope to close in the distance. But looking back and further into the midfield, Andy Darnell is leading his train of around 4 cars. He's got Lassie Passier, Gabriele Tapux, Jeff Ecott, and that's around it. All behind him. He needs to keep that pack of Hungry Wolves behind him to maintain his P10 finish. This is going to be important for the championship. And it looks like Gabriele Tapux is starting to get... Never mind, I saw a duplicate livery. But anyway, Gabriele is getting very close to Lassie Passier. He's going side to side. Both of them are going across the road to try and block each other. Passier looking into blocking Gabriele Tapux into turn 1. He's going to have to think this through carefully. Gabriele going on the outside. Passier has to go defensive. And the more they trip over each other, the more that Jeff Ecott behind them in 13th has to get closer and closer and closer. And the more that Andy Darnell in front of them gets away and away and away. And you can see Reiner Berger in the background almost losing the car in the gravel trap. He dips his toe into the gravel and loses his few tenths. But he sees this battle in front of him. If he can get close enough with around 70 seconds remaining, he can maintain a few positions here. If an accident happens here, the battle is still close and is still very much on for P2, with Sebastian Gunther versus Bogdan Kanamadaru going to the end of the lap. I believe this will be the last lap of this sprint race in particular, Mihai Neg has dominated each and every lap up until this point. But the battle for P2 is still up for grabs. It's Karamandardo in second at the minute, but Sebastian Gunther, the man who qualified P2, is half a second away from Bogdan Karamandardo. Sebastian is waiting for Bogdan to make any kind of mistake here. Like he's waiting for the stars to align. He's hoping that any kind of fault on the Romanian's part is going to help him maintain that P2 and gain crucial points for the championship. Henrik Andreasen is a second and a half behind him. He can see him in his rearview mirror, but as long as he doesn't have an accident, he shouldn't be a problem. He's not going to make a second and a half within a lap under normal circumstances. But I fear the more that Bogdan trips up Sebastian, the closer Henrik can get. Into the corkscrew now. Gunther's running out of time here. Almost bumper to bumper. 4 tenths separate Bogdan Karamandardo and Sebastian Gunther. These two showed great pace all evening, but unfortunately for Sebastian Gunther, it is too late. Because Mr. C got a very bad exit there. He's maintaining the gap at 3 tenths to 2 tenths. Sebastian's getting the overspeed, and he doesn't get it there. Bogdan Karamandardo gets it in second place. What a finish. But still have it for the midfield. Jeff Vickett gotten past Gabriele Talbux and Lassie Pasea in 11th, maintaining his position, and Andy Darnell got his P10 in the end, with Chris Rogers 9th. Tomas Albaniak in P19. And Ricardo Costa in P20. 6 positions from where he started, and Fotis Isoglu unfortunately retired. I never noticed that. He must have had a bit of an off-screen issue I wasn't aware of. But let's keep it on the championship now, because Sebastian Gunther finished 3rd and he was 2nd in the championship points, and Henrik Andreasen finished 4th and he was in 1st. So because of the margins between them were so slim, by my calculations, Sebastian Gunther is leading the championship right now, but Mihai Neg is going to be catching up very soon if he wins this next feature race without issue. And Paulie Epri claims the scraps for 3rd in the championship, and via his finishing position at P5, and Melvin Brandt maintains 6th, with Matti Renian in 7th, Will McCone in 8th, after gaining 5 positions from his starting position. He did very well. He's going to be treated to a very lovely reverse grid. And Chris Rogers in 9th, losing position off the line. Isn't going to be very happy with that, but Andy Darnell gaining 2 off the line. After a hard-fought 10th place, he's going to get the position points he deserves. After a small bit of a break, we'll be back for round 2, the half-an-hour feature race. Be sure to see you there, and we'll stay tuned, because we'll be back in less than 5 minutes. If you just joined the server, or not even the server, if you just joined the stream just now, welcome to PetrolHead SimRacing's M235i Championship. We just wrapped up a sprint race that we will never forget. What a close finish that was for 2nd place. Less than 2 tenths separated the Karamandardo and Sebastian Gunther there. I'd love to get a preview shot of that replay in the replay. But in any case, I'd sit back with a beer or something, maybe get some snacks, maybe a Coke if you're not drinking. And I'll see you in roughly 4 minutes, because we're about to get back underway for half an hour of BMW M2 action. And the gaps aren't going to get any bigger. They're going to stay just as close as they were in Brands Hatch 2 weeks earlier. And albeit it's not going to be for the win, but everywhere, just about everywhere else in between, it's going to be everything to play for. We are back at formation now for the feature race of BMW M235i Cup and racing, and precisely 30 minutes of it will be underway very shortly. Now reduced to 22 cars on the grid. It is time to go lights out for a grisling endurance race for 30 minutes. A few slow starts off the line. It's going to be 3 wide in the run up to turn 1. Mihai Neg got the best reaction off the line, gaining 2 positions up near the front, getting in front of Mr. C. And Sebastian Gunther maintains 4th and gets ahead of Henrik Andreasen, with Sebastian Gunther second for a split second. Side by side with Paul Liepari. Andy Darnell up in there as well to try and get the podium spots. He knocks someone off. It's going to be 4 wide going into this turn. This cannot end well. Someone has to pull out. 3 wide still going into the end of the first sector. I can't believe this. Someone has to pull out. There's going to be a massive accident. Nearly very, very calamities. Very big calamity. Nearly. Someone knocked Gabriele Tampux into someone else. Nearly caused a big accident. But fortunately, he managed to catch the slide and a very big crisis has been averted. Too wide into the corkscrew, and it's going to be maybe Will McCone side by side with Henrik Andreasen. Very, very close racing with them two. Henrik got the best of Will McCone, but Will McCone doesn't lose out to Sebastian Gunther just yet. He maintained P5, and he's maintained, oh my goodness, he just got passed by Sebastian Gunther. Side by side across the start-finish straight. 3 wide into turn 1 for the second lap running. Braking into the number 2 board. Outbrakes him. The number 674 has gotten a very big rear end. That's Gabriele Tampux. Nearly all spun round by the car in front. He's lost a monumental amount of positions, including Chris Rogers, Arno Berger in front of him. He's going to have to fight like hell now to get this back. But this is only the beginning of a grisling 30-minute race. He's going to have all the time in the world to make these positions back. But how long can Melvin Brandt maintain the lead before Mihai Neg catches up on his 5-car overtaking streak? Melvin Brandt has done a very good job to get away from the pack like that. Then they're still fighting. They're 3 wide on the 2 wide now on the way into the corkscrew. Lassie Passier behind Gabriele Tampux breaks it very well. And Rhino Berger is side by side with Lassie Passier. And Adam Stewart is going to get a move done. Maybe. No, that's Rhino Berger. They have the 2 same liveries. It's hard to tell. But maybe both of them will get past Passier. Going on to the end of the 3rd lap. The 2nd lap and starting the 3rd. And Melvin Brandt is in the lead, followed by Mihai Neg and Henrik Andreasen in 3rd. With Sebastian Gunther 4th and Bogdan Carabedano 5th. Mil McCone in 6th, gaining 3 positions off of his 9th place start. And Andy Darnell in 7th, gaining 4 positions. Bruno Machado is in 8th place, gaining 11 positions from the start. That is one colossal start from the Portuguese driver with Antti Merian for Finland. He was near the front last race, and now he's near the back not even the back, the midfield. He lost a position from 8th place, and now he's in 9th with Chris Rogers staying where he began, half a second behind Renian in 10th. Now we see the battle between Mathieu Renian and Bruno Machado. It's going to be side by side. Auto director isn't letting me see what happened there quite. I have to keep my eye on my Discord just in case someone gets very upset. No one's retired so far. So, here's fingers crossed. It could have been an accident involving Liepari because he's dropped 16 positions. Wait, he's dropped 16 positions. Oh, he's 15 now, but wow, why is he only over there? Someone must have turned him during the start. I never caught that. But now Bruno Machado is going to be fighting head-to-head with Matty Renian and Chris Rogers for P8. It's a 3-car train right now. 24 minutes to go and a half, because that makes a difference. Totally. Side by side, Bruno Machado might have the move done. Switch back from Matty Renian. He's on the inside line ahead, and Chris Rogers is getting a bit of an overspeed because they're starting to trip over each other, going for these moves. And Chris is now within striking distance of Bruno Machado. Into the corkscrew, he's not going to try a move, but maybe he might be able to sort something out in the start-finish straight in a few tens of seconds time. He's maintaining his distance very close. He's gaining positions. He's getting a lot more use of the downforce of that rear wing, a lot more than Bruno Machado is. Very close. Oh, it's going to be side by side going into the final corner. Machado's going to have to go defensive with Chris Rogers side by side going onto the start-finish straight. They bang wheels onto the curb. Machado's on the inside line with Chris Rogers on the outside. Who's going to make it down to the turn 1 first? With a big break, Bruno Machado appears to get keep the position done. But Rhino Berger is also getting very close to his Chris Rogers, 3/10 behind him. But he needs to also keep an eye out for Gabriele Tapux behind him at P12, because he's also very, very close. We're bumper to bumper. He just lost out the position. And they return places now side by side, going into the left-hander. You can see Bruno Machado just taking a little bit more of gravel trap with him as he understeers off of the track, trying to defend from Chris Rogers. No, Gabriele Tapux. But same thing. You saw what I saw, right? Mihai has now caught up to Melvin Brandt. It's going to be a battle for first place now. 22 minutes remaining. Melvin Brandt 2/10 behind is Mihai Neg. The winner of the last race is going to cut off last second Mihai Neg from gaining the position. An aggressive late block or supreme defending, that you be the judge of that. But whatever happens in front now, Henrik Andreasen in third is going to be able to take a bite out of whatever mistakes that these three can make. He's going to be able to pull a very good advantage out in Sebastian Gunther now with another podium spot ahead of Sebastian Gunther. This will be very important for the championship, and also important for Mihai Neg in second, to get this win so he can get back in the run for this championship. 2 wide going into the corkscrew. Neg is going to be in front of Melvin Brandt, losing out to Henrik Andreasen as well in the same move. He was too late to react, but maybe can he try get some kind of move done? No, he's going to have to wait until next lap, or wait for a mistake from Henrik Andreasen in order. He's got to, in order to get this third place, podium place now, he's got to defend from Sebastian Gunther down in fourth. Gunther is only like 7/10 away from him, P4. And if he wants to get him, Mr. C will in fifth, Bogdan Ramadaro. And Will McCollum in sixth right now. He's gained 3 positions off the starting line. And Andy Darnell in fourth. gained 4 positions, now in P7. Chris Rogers is now in 9th, but is now losing a little bit of a gap to Matty Rennion. Still just trying to hang on to him a little bit just in case he makes a mistake. Melvin is losing a lot of time to Sebastian Gunther. He got a bit of a bad exit onto the run-up into the corkscrews, got a bit of an overspeed. Sebastian Gunther getting closer and closer into that braking zone. He's going to send it, maybe, just maybe, doesn't really make it stick. But for every time Sebastian Gunther trips up a Melvin Brandt, Bogdan Karamadaru in 5th place is getting a lot closer. 20 minutes to go, 10 minutes have passed. Their top 10 is Neg, Andreasen, Brandt, Gunther, Karamadaru, and Darnell, Bacone, Rennie Andrews, and Adam Stewart completing their top 10. And now we've got 3-car train going into turn 1 with Sebastian Gunther in the middle of it. He's on the outside line with Melvin Brandt, who's hungering to get a podium finish here. Bogdan Karamadaru so side by side with Sebastian Gunther. He wants supremacy over that podium position, and the more they trip over, the more Melvin Brandt can get away from the 3-car train. Going up on 2 wheels, Bogdan Karamadaru as he mounts the curb. Sebastian might have a big run into the corkscrew here. He's going on the outside line of Melvin Brandt, and Mr. C is going on behind them in case they block each other off into the overspeed, and Karamadaru almost got collected by Sebastian Gunther. We have now begun lap 8 of this race. "17 minutes to go." Mihai Neg is leading with Henrik Andreasen in 2nd, Melvin Brandt 3rd, Sebastian Gunther 4th, and Bogdan Karamadaru 5th, who are still in a 3-car train fighting for 3rd place. So Melvin Brandt still holding on to that 3rd place finish. But Sebastian Gunther and Mr. C are fighting for supremacy. It's almost half race distance to go. That 305 Red Bull of Sebastian Gunther is proving to be very quick. You can see the amount he's pushing right now to try to get past Brandt, but he can't afford to make any more mistakes because that will mean Mr. C behind him, Bogdan Karamadaru, will overtake him, and then he will have to overtake 2 cars in order to get that podium spot to try stick with Henrik Andreasen in terms of the championship. But as far as the championship is concerned, I fear that there's going to become a 3-way battle with Mihai Neg. Side by side with Sebastian Gunther. Karamadaru is trying to take every possible chance that he can to get that position. And he's putting Sebastian Gunther on a lot of pressure. He's taking a lot of gravel. He has lost a lot of speed going into that final turn. He taps Melvin Brandt on the back. Going onto the finals corner, onto the straight. And Karamadaru is getting less than 4/10 away from Sebastian Gunther at 4th. They're getting very close. Gunther almost, but just not quite, got very close to Melvin Brandt for 3rd place. Karamadaru is capitalizing on every mistake and every move he backs out on. Karamadaru almost spins it. He almost got lost under the gravel trap, but he managed to save it under a high TC setting. He's definitely feeling the pressure with 15 minutes to go. Now it's Adam Stewart versus Jeff Eckert for P11. Hardly 3 tenths separate the two drivers. Going onto the run into the left-hander, and after that is going to be the corkscrew. Don't mind me, that was supposed to be Stewart versus Yeperi in front. But back to the battle for P3. It's going to be Kanamadaru strikes again. Maybe this time he doesn't quite get past Sebastian Gunther this time on the corner exit, but he gets an overspeed in the form of a slipstream going side to side. Oh, not quite side to side, but he's getting very close to the bumper of Sebastian Gunther. Gunther has to go defensive, maintaining the inside line. And the position stayed the same for now. Kanamadaru is still in the back, trying to get past Sebastian Gunther. And Melvin Brandt is thankful that Gunther is there to get him off his back, because otherwise he would have lost the position ages ago. But this third place will be really important for the championship in terms of Sebastian. And he cannot let this slide. He needs to wait for any kind of mistake from Melvin Brandt in order to get the points needed to stay in the championship fight. Almost getting an overspeed into the corkscrew, almost side by side with Melvin Brandt and Sebastian Gunther. Just not quite enough speed. He pulls out of better judgment. Live to fight another day. I like his style. The 305 Red Bulls still in a sandwich of red BMWs. Gunther's getting a big overspeed. I have a feeling he's getting very close now with the slipstream. Gunther almost has to go offensive. Melvin Brandt defensive going into turn 1. Sebastian Gunther versus Melvin Brandt. Melvin Brandt has the inside line and he just manages to maintain the position by the skin of his teeth, with Sebastian Gunther 3 tenths behind him. Just on his right bumper. Maybe on the inside line. Maybe he's lost it. Contact! And Sebastian Gunther's round, and so is Melvin Brandt. Kanamadaru capitalizes and got a free podium out of this. That is an absolutely catastrophic failure from both drivers involved. And now Gunther absolutely has to. There are no words. Bogdan Kanamadaru has since retired from the race, but Gunther is trying to get back in it with point to try get as much points as he can for the championship. Meanwhile, Mano Berger is also retired, unfortunately. Not sure what happened. But for now, we have 10 minutes to go. And your top 10 is Mihai Neg in first place, leading Henrik Andreasen in second. Andy Darnell manages to get into third place, losing out to Melvin Brandt. Let me start over. Andy Darnell is in third with Millie McCone in fourth. Melvin Brandt just about lost out. I mean, not even lost out. He managed to narrowly avoid the collision between Gunther and Kanamadaru. I suspect netcode might be the reason behind such a violent turn. And a little bit more information on Reno Berger's retirement. He said, like, apparently it was a bit of an accident with polyepity. Like, to quote him in Discord, he said, "You asked polyepity, really need to set that down, mate. There was no threat to you at this race. Just why would you pull something like that in T1? Not the first time about your unnecessary aggressiveness." And also, just to clarify, Gabriele Tapbox is also out of the race. I didn't notice that, but I have a feeling that we're going to get a few stewards' inquiries after this race. I absolutely hope so. We try to maintain a very fair atmosphere, and we try to keep the hammer down on rules as much as we can to promote a fair racing environment. So now keeping an eye on Chris Rogers. P8, he's gained 2 positions from his P10 on the grid, and now he's going to claim one more in the form of Matthew Rennie, and he's got him in his sights. It's going to be P7 for the British driver. And for now, it's going to be Manfred Manvatek versus Thomas Abaniak. It's going to be a move for P15 now. Back to the front with Rogers for P7. Very, very close to them. Very close to Rennie, and 4 tenths away. Going into the corkscrew. Breaking at the number 2 board. Business as usual for these drivers. Just about half a second away. Chris Rogers appears to be losing out very slightly. And Sebastian Gunther has also gotten very close to Melvin Brandt. On the inside line, he's got the overspeed. This time, Sebastian Gunther has the inside line going into turn 1. Or maybe Melvin Brandt can fight back. But no, he can't. He's going to have to relinquish the position. He's going to make contact with Sebastian Gunther. Not quite enough to spin. Maybe a bit of... Actually, it helped him a little bit. But thank goodness these are touring cars and not Formula car, because that would have certainly broken the aerodynamics. 100%. But that's Melvin Brandt a losing position. That's Sebastian Gunther going through to reclaim 5th place. And now the next car for Sebastian Gunther is 2 seconds later. Jeff Eckert, another new driver, trying to contend for 10th place versus Adam Stewart. 2 tenths behind him. Where can he go? He's going to the right. He's going to go back, tuck in behind him. Okay, don't get too close. He's going to... might get a little bit of overspeed and maybe rear end the guy. Happened to be before, but 6 minutes in, 6 minutes left, mind you. I've always emphasized that there's going to be a lot of time left for the half an hour, but I'm now going to emphasize that there's not a lot of time left. 6 minutes left to go on the clock, beginning of lap 16. It's time to start pumping up the pressure a little bit. Now we're back to Jeff Eckert and Adam Stewart. Half a second behind each other, and now we're back to Melvin Brandt and Sebastian Gunther. Brandt is trying to keep with him, but he's ultimately losing out just a little bit per lap, maintaining a half a second gap, but that's almost turned into 7 tenths in the space of a corner. Back to 5. He's maintaining the gap very well, but there's clearly a sector that Sebastian's doing better than Melvin in. But let's not forget about Jeff Ekus versus Adam Stewart for P10. They're getting very close to each other into the run up into the left-hander versus the corkscrew. And I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that this is going to be the last we'll ever see of that battle, because there might be an overtaken hand in these last 5 minutes remaining. So now we're back in the battle with Antonio Phantom. I say back in the battle, but we haven't seen this guy before in the stream. No, hang on, that's just my HUD glitching out. That's Brand. Right. That's Brand versus Sebastian Gunther. He's getting very close. It's too wide. Going into the braking zone. He gets so close that Sebastian has to go defensive. But Sebastian, in the end, keeps the position. This is 5th place we're playing to win for. Between Melvin Brandt and Sebastian Gunther. Gunther has made a great recovery so far. Let's see if we can keep it for 3 more minutes. And Jeff Beekett is still going strong against Adam Stewart. He's given him a very good run for the corkscrew there. Bumper to bumper, 2 tenths separate them. Through the left-hander into the 3rd sector. And Jeff Beekett is looking for any way past the American driver in front of him. This is his gateway into his first points of the season. Two minutes to go and the action is starting to die down a little bit. Melvin Brandt is still trying to hang on to Sebastian Gunther, but he's losing out a 10th per lap, approximately. Unfortunately, until a miracle happens, Sebastian Gunther seems to be dominating that position of P5. Will McCone in 4th, 3 seconds away from Andy Darnell, who's going to be a first-time podium winner, a podium finisher in the BMW series. I think that's what I'll try to call this from now on, because BMW M235i Championship is a little bit of a tongue twister from my perspective. I mean, I did it all right there, but I often stumble upon myself when announcing the championship name. So, yeah, you know yourself. And also, Manfred Mautek has retired from the race, unfortunately. I have no idea why. But something I should mention is that we're back to a 3-car train. It's Gunther versus McCone for P4, actually. He's caught back up. McCone has made a mistake. This will be the last lap of the race, and Gunther is making his counter-attack. As not, there couldn't be a better time for it. 30 seconds left to go. It's going to be the end of a 20-lap race. McCone goes left. Sebastian Gunther goes right. It's going to be too wide into the corkscrew. Not quite the way I dictated it, but you see the way. The more they fight, the more Melvin Brandt is getting closer and closer and closer. through into that third sector. Who's going to be able to capitalise? Can Will McCone keep that fourth place and keep those points? Can he finish the race in fourth place with Sebastian Gunther hounding him? It's too wide into the final corner. It's the heavy braking zone. He's going to be on the outside. Will McCone on the inside with Wilvin Brandt behind him, overseeing it all. And he loses the Alpha speed. Will McCone maintains fourth position in the end. What a battle that was. And Jeff Eakett fighting with Adam Stewart. Not quite finished yet. He had that wrapped up, but it's going to be too wide. Just about edged off by Adam Stewart. John Janchik almost got the position away from Fotis Sissiglu, but just couldn't make it stick. Sissiglu finishes ahead. And now it's going to be our final cars battle between Hiri Kratochville and Antonio Phantom in P17 and P18. Side by side, Antonio Phantom's on the gravel trap. Hiri Kratochville goes through into the braking zone. Takes the final corner. Very smooth. And it's going to be almost enough. I don't think that's going to be. Antonio Phantom's got the very good overspeed. But it's not going to be enough. It's too late because Hiri Kratochville got across the line first. And maintains a 17th place spot. Mihai Neg wins the race. And wins the feature race at Laguna Seca with Henrik Andreasen in second and Andrew Darnell third. Will McCone maintains fourth place after a hard fight with Sebastian Gunther in fifth, with Melvin Brandt, who couldn't help but stay behind in sixth. Renian in seventh, Paul Epri in eighth, and Chris Rogers in ninth, and Adam Stewart in 10th after a valiant battle with Eakett in 11th, after a race-long battle. And that's all the races wrapped up for today, but don't go yet because I've got a few post-race interviews set up for you. And by that I mean I'm setting them up right now because I am a hell of an unorganized person. And welcome to the post-race interview segment of the stream, where we have a lot of the drivers from the race and they give their opinions on certain events of the race. We had a very entertaining race this time here tonight. A lot of new drivers, one of which won both races here tonight, which is very, very interesting for the championship. Of course, the guy in question is Mihai Neg. Hello.
Hello.
So you won both. This is your first time in the series, Laguna Seca Round 2. How did you feel to win both races without contest?
It was pretty nice. Like after I managed to do a good lap in qualifying, I knew if I get a good start, I could hold on for the first race. But in the second race, starting P6, anything could have happened, and there was a bit of chaos in the first lap. So yeah, I'm glad I managed to get through that and catch the guys in front and manage to pass and win.
Did you ever feel under threat at any point?
Yeah, in the first part of the race when I was catching, I can't remember his name, but he was P1 at the time. The person behind me was having like a bit better pace or similar pace to me. And after we both passed the leading car, he managed to stick quite well with me, so I never could like relax or get a breather or put a proper gap between us. So yeah, but it was
All
under
right, yeah.
control.
Yeah, of course. You've displayed massive dominance here tonight. Do you think you'll be able to take the challenge to the championship at all the other tracks on this calendar?
Hopefully, that's the target. I hope me and my teammate can improve for the next races and yeah, challenge for the championship.
All right, Mihai, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
If
for
you'd
having me.
like to, if you'd like to make any other comments now, I'm just say it.
Uh, it was really nice. Like at the start of the second race, even if it was a bit of chaos, everyone left enough space and it was really enjoyable to race. So big thumbs up for that. So
All right, thank you so much for your time, Mihai. So, I suppose next up, Hostess Igloo, would you like to have a chat about your race?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hi,
so you had
Michael.
a Hi, Photis. You had a very big roller coaster of a race this time around. Please describe it to us.
Uh, First race, I was a little bit unlucky. I saw Janzik to brake very early on the and go slowly to the corkscrew. I dived from the outside. I tried to give him space in the entry. Uh, I have also the inside line, but I didn't have enough space to work, so I forced to go outside on the corner and lost traction and go straight to the wall and blown the engine. Second race, it was nice. It was fun. I have some good fights. I made some mistakes, but I enjoyed the second race. It was okay. In first race, it was okay until I was unlucky. I give John space. I was expecting the same. It was not the case. I forced to go off the track to avoid to hit him, but I lost traction and the car spin into the wall. But it's okay.
All right. So, do you reckon in the second race, if you're able to turn back time, what would have you done slightly differently?
In second race, I will try not to push so hard in the first. Actually, I didn't. I wouldn't do anything different because I was forced. Because I was last on the grid, I was forced to push over my limits. And on the left-hander uphill before the corkscrew, I hit the inside yellow curb and broke the suspension very early. So yeah, but no, I wouldn't change anything. It was fun to fight from the back to get into the points. I didn't manage it, but I enjoyed the race. It was okay.
All right. I didn't know what happened to you like during the second race, but
Yeah, I start from the last and trying to recover, but yeah.
is there anything else you'd like to say about your race?
Not about my race. Congratulations to all the drivers that managed to finish. I hope they enjoyed. Thank you for the commentary, and I hope to see you all in the next rounds.
All right. Thank you so much, Photis, for your
You're
time.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right. I suppose next up we'll have Andy Donnell, if you'd like to say anything.
Hi, Michael.
Hello, Andy. So that was a very big roller coaster of the race. Race 2 in particular, he managed to get a surprise podium. How does it feel? How did it happen?
Well, it happened because everybody else went off in front of me. It wasn't driving skill. It was just a bit of luck on my part. It looks like Sebastian and Mr. Brandt had a bit of an incident which gave me the position, and then Mr. C also lost the rear after turn 6, so I was just gifted 3 positions really. Had a nice little battle with Will, that was great fun.
Alright. And so what do you think of the performance in race 1? You had a few battles there.
Yeah, my start was quite good, but me and Gabrielle had many comings together on the first 2 or 3 corners, so you know, I lost a little bit of pace there, and then just got stuck behind him for a while. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great fun. These cars are just great for close racing.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. So,
thank you very much for doing the commentary, and thank you everybody that attended. Nice turnout today.
Yeah, absolutely. 27 cars at the start. It got reduced to 22, but that's more than we can hope for, isn't it?
We're very happy with that. Thanks everyone.
All right. So, if you're all finished up, Andy, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Okay, so that was Andy Darnell. I suppose next up we'll move on to Thierry Crutchfield, if you'd like to say anything.
Well, in race 1 and qualifying, I got a lot of pink spikes. It was unplayable at all. And in race 2, when it was playable, I got into 2 contacts. That's it.
That race 1 was very physical, wasn't it? Tell me about it.
Wait, what did you say?
There was a lot of contacts in some of those races. Tell me more about it.
Well, wait, in race 1, I forgot what happened there. But in race 2, I remember really well what happened there.
Yeah, tell me about race 2.
Well, race 2, into turn 1, lap 1, I went on the inside into turn 2 and got, I think, taken out by, I don't know who that was. Like, I think it was like 3, maybe 4 wide into that corner. I have no idea what happened there simply. But I was next to someone, he either closed the door and we both spun. Then, few laps later, I collided with John Janchik into the same corner and just the same thing. He just closed the door when I was next to him.
Right. You think that if race 2 you think that in that time, is there anything that you could have done differently that would you have done a little bit more precision?
Michael, I can't understand you at all. Your internet is, I think, a little bit.
Your microphone.
Alright, never mind. Is there anything else you'd like to mention to the guys at home?
No.
Alright, thank you so much for your time, Huey. I'll let you go. So that was Huey Crutchfield. And we have 2 drivers left that I'd like to interview. Polly Epperty, would you like to say your piece?
Hi everybody, that was a really fun race there. It's a shame that I maybe lack too much skill here. I had a good first race. I was matching race pace with the guys in front, obviously not with me high, but with the guys in front. That was a good race. But in race 2, I was second place. I was catching Marvin. I was hoping to get by, but I just spun. Shit happened, and I got last after that, dead last. Like there was nobody behind me, and I managed to crawl up to 8th place. So overall, I'm a bit sad for that big mistake in the second or third lap, but in the end, 8th place after I was dead last is not that bad. So
yeah, I was absolutely speechless. Like when I saw it happen and fall in the corkscrew, like I didn't know what to say. But you made a very good recovery in the end. Like congratulations in race 2, Paul.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm a bit frustrated because I couldn't maybe not go for the win or second place because Mihai and Henrik are, we call them aliens, you know. But I'm really confident that third place couldn't be mine easily, and I'm confident that I would been able to give a fight to those two aliens. But yeah, it is what it is. 8th place is mine, not that bad. I managed to score some points. I don't know what's going on with the championship right now. We have to see, but I think I didn't fall that much back. So overall, it was a good race. I mean, most important thing, it was a fun race. Besides the result and everything, we had a great fun tonight. A lot of great, respectful drivers. They were very respectful when I come back from the pack. I mean, they didn't give me way to pass, but they didn't defend like crazy. They didn't block me or something. And yeah, just congratulations to everybody. And it was great fun. I hope everybody feel like me.
All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to mention, Paul, before we pass on the mic on to Sebastian?
Yeah, just like to congratulate everybody and thank you for the commentary. You do a great job. I really enjoy to rewatch the races and to hear what are you saying live because I'm not able to hear you when I'm racing. And yeah, just that's it. Well done. Keep your good thing going. And we hope you see you the next race here. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, that's the plan. Thank you for your time, Paul.
Yeah, thank you.
And finally, our one of the main entertainers of the race, should I say, Sebastian Gunther.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, Sebastian. That was very good. That was a very close racing in race 2 between you and Mr. C. What happened there with the collision?
Race 2, it was between me and Melvin Brandt. I kind of dove him into turn 3, I think that is.
Yeah, somewhere in the first sector.
Yeah.
I must have called that out wrong in the stream, but let's ignore that.
I was following him for about five laps or something, really close, and he was defending very well. But at some point I just got slightly frustrated, I guess, and he had a bad exit out of turn 2. I had a better one, went to the inside. He actually left me the space, but my corner angle was just off and I went straight inside. I eventually gave him the back, so... but it... yeah.
I've no idea. Do you have any idea what happened to Mr. C afterwards? Because he actually retired from the race.
Yeah, he took the position. He took the 2-3 positions, pretty much. Went 2 corners, spun out on his own, and went into the wall.
Oh goodness, we didn't see that on the stream, so I was wondering what happened to him. I thought he was in the accident because he quit shortly after.
Yeah, it was on his own. He went on the very sharp, fast left-hander in second sector. He just lost it and went into the wall on the left.
Alright, that's good to know. But you had you had a very good race 1, Sebastian.
Yeah, true. I qualified P2, which is absolutely fantastic, right behind Mihai Nek. Had a very nice fight with Mr. C. He got me into some corner, but very fair. He was very fair all the race. Then I just stuck behind him and finished the race into P2 and P3, but it was very fun.
Alright. He had a very good run here tonight at Laguna Seca this evening. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the crowd before we shut off for the night?
Come back next week, watch an even more entertaining race, and thank you very much for your commentary.
Alright, thank you so much, Sebastian.
Cheers.
Alright, cheers. So I suppose this is going to be the part where I give my kind of half-assed debrief of the whole race. This is it's been a while since I've done one of these, so bear with me. We've had a lot of ups and downs this race. We had a lot of collisions that decided a few positions of the race and ultimately the championship outcome. And hopefully this won't change much in the grand scheme of things, but it was still wildly entertaining this time, I really imagine. Like, I hope you feel the exact same way as I did. I had a lot of fun commentating this time. I hope you had as much fun as I did, and I hope I see you in 2 weeks' time for the next round. And as a bit of a spoiler alert, never mind, I don't have the timetable up, but I'd love to see you here next time in 2 weeks' time. I'll see you guys in a bit. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. Thank you.